Alright, so this will be more of a bite-sized collection upgrade video because we just have one new figure here. But knowing me, it'll still be like 30 minutes long. I don't know what is going on. I just cannot seem to get my videos under 20 minutes. But anyway, we've got a Jaeger here. This is my second Jaeger. Here's my first one. I really like how he turned out, and we are going to do something really fun with this new one. So first, let's get him out of this bag. All right, here he is. All right, here he is. And just to show everything that I'm working with, I will go over his stuff. But this is not a full review of this figure. He's been out for a very long time. So let's just see what else was in that bag. So we've got a curved sword with scabbard, a cool crossbow with a wolf head on it, alternate head with a cool top bun, and a little dagger, alternate hooded head with a little snarl, pair of gesturing hands, gripping hands on horizontal hinges. The vertical hinged ones are on the figure. A lowered hood to go with the head that's on the figure. Pair of shoulder pauldrons. A pair of upper arm pauldrons. That's a cool thing with Savage Crucible is there's 4 holes in the back of them so that you can layer the shoulder armor. Some bolts for the crossbow. This cool bag, again with the wolf insignia. A belt with plenty of portholes for accessories. And this cool tattered cape with some wires in it. So what are we going to do with this guy? Well, I'm going to do what is a pretty popular pop and swap in the Savage Crucible community. I'm going to give this body human arms and a human head. So for that we will need one of my other Savage Crucible figures. I've always liked the idea of this guy, but I haven't ever really been happy with his outfit, and I think putting his arms and head on this kind of like medium armored body is going to look really cool. But I do not want to waste those cool beast arms and head, so they are going to go on this body. And that will be an interesting challenge because this is a human body with a human chest on it, so that's going to look a little weird unless we cover it up. So we're going to have some fun with soft goods. In fact, I'll probably be using one of these shirts from the Forge Knight Mouseketeer sets that I bought. So it should be pretty fun. If that sounds cool, stick around. Let's get started. Okay, we've got our guys ready for surgery. Okay. All right. What are we actually doing here? Let's start with Jaeger. So let's just take a look at what it takes to swap arms on a Savage Crucible figure, because it is unfortunately not as easy as on Mythic Legions. So as you can see in here, we've got 2 metal pins, and those are what the butterfly joints move on. And we need to get these arms out of the butterfly joints. And to do that, it is generally easier to try to get these pins out. So we are going to get this torso very hot. What? And try and get him out of there. And same with that guy over there so that we can swap the arms. I learned how to do this from one of my channel members, Jose Torres. He did a really great write-up on the Discord channel that members of my YouTube channel have access to. In fact, you know what? Let's just do the channel member shout out right now. So, a big thank you to Search, Damien, Ryan Colwell, GassyBoy420, Jose Torres, of course, Carlos D. Cactus, Slinky Dink Customs, and our newest member, okay, I got his name, Ryan Fury Clan. Thank you so much for being our newest member. Anyway, as always, thank you so much to my YouTube members for your support. And thank you to everyone else who watches my videos. I'm never going to paywall my content. The memberships are what get you access to the cool Discord server. And if you go for the contributor tier, I will feature one of your creations in a video each month. We're going to look at a really cool figure from Slinky Dink Customs later in this video. Okay, back to it. Okay, so first things first, let's put our friend over here. And I gotta grab a very hot cup of water. All right, get you guys out of the way. A little paper towel. Very hot cup of water. And let's get our guy in there. Might as well pop the head off now. Don't need it. And in he goes. And just to get this guy's upper torso off, because it's not going to be as easy, we'll do that. This is what we collectors are reduced to sometimes. Just looks silly. All right, so I'm going to give that a few seconds. All right, should be enough to pop this guy's upper torso off. Let's do that. There we go. And now, actually here, let's pop this off, and in he goes again. Whoops. All right, make sure you have something to pull them out so you're not burning your hands in scalding water. And let's just see what we can do here. So I've been told that the peg in the butterfly joint is much larger than the hole, and it's generally easier to maneuver out of there if you can get the peg out. Now, if I just angle this and then kind of pull up, let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Came right out, nice. So there's our pin, and I'm gonna slide that out now because once this cools down, it might be harder to get the pin out. Here we go, I just pushed it down, pull it out. Nice. That was easier than I expected. All right, well, this is still hot. Let's do the other one. Gonna be honest, I wasn't really looking at the camera while doing the first one, so I hope it looked okay, but that's why I'm doing it again on camera. So just angle it, pull up. There we go. Look at this. Maybe it will be a short video. Who am I kidding? It's gonna be long for some reason or another. There we go. Look at that. Empty torso. Now we'll do it again for this body. And while everything is nice and hot, let's see if we can get these butterfly joints off of the arms. Actually, you know what? Let's pop them back in the water for a bit. But hey, the raw footage of this clip so far is about 3 minutes, so that did not take me very long. All right, let's give this another try. Start with one of these. So here's our peg. Let's see if we can get it out of there. Making progress. There we go. Got it off. Okay. So yeah, like make sure that you are using a lot of heat to make this nice and malleable, because you do not want to break this peg. It is a pretty hardy looking peg, so like you can use some force once you've got everything nice and hot, because like this doesn't feel like it's going to bend at all. Right, I'm going to do the rest of these off camera because you've seen the process and don't need to see it 3 more times. Okay, so I've taken all the butterfly joints off of the arms, and now I am just letting them soak in the water a little bit longer to get nice and soft again so that I can swap them onto the other arms. Okay, got my first one on. I ended up just using a hair dryer and just really concentrating heat on this piece to get it nice and malleable, and then it popped right on. So yeah, let's do that 3 more times. All right, there you have it, 4 arms with new butterfly joints on them. So the next step is to just put these back into the torsos. So I don't think I'm going to need heat for this. It's just a matter of getting this cylindrical piece to snap back in, and then we slide the pin back in. So just pop that. Oh, that is a little tricky because got to make sure that this little nub is also in there, because it is just kind of pushing it into the torso. There, okay. So just a little bit of force, and then we just get that snapped in. There. That looks lined up. Hopefully. Let's try putting one of these pins back. Let's try putting one of these pins back in. You want the thinner end of the pin to go in first. Slide that in there. And then I can use these pliers to push it in all the way, give it a little pinch and push. And then once it's almost all the way in, you can close the pliers and then give it one last push. All right, did that work? Let's see. Yep, butterfly joint works, and it's not coming out, so we did it. Man, that looks really cool too, with the chainmail coming out for the butterfly joint on the human arm. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of these now off camera. All right, and here we have our two swap torsos. So now we got to put these on some figures. I noticed that the obviously like the neck skin tone is not really a match, but honestly, once you get a head on there and, you know, a cape and stuff, like, it's not going to be noticeable. Now hiding this is going to be trickier unless, you know, you want to have like a kind of a hybrid type character, but yeah, that is not what I'm going for. So we are going to be covering up these shiny pecs. All right, let's get these onto the intended figures. So for this one, it's pretty straightforward. Just snap this right back on. I hope it will. There we go. Okay, so we have a nice medium armored human body, which is, this is actually the only way to do it right now with Savage Crucible. They've got some really cool knights coming out, so that will give us some nice variety, but otherwise, like, without doing this part swap, when it comes to human characters, you're pretty much limited to shirtless barbarians, who are cool. Don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of them, but it's nice to be able to do something a little bit different here. So first I'm just going to try basically putting this guy's outfit back the way it was, but of course with, what am I talking about? I'm putting his head back on, and his cape. That's what we were starting with. And that already looks pretty damn cool. So from here, I just got to decide what accessories I want to give him. So he is a big sword wielder. This is also from a Forge Knight kit. Specifically, it was like kind of an Inquisitor type thing intended for the gold Legion Builder Knight. But I just loved that sword, so I got it. And the cloth goods have been used for other things as well. So right now, this guy's already looking really cool. I think I'm just going to take him off camera and accessorize him further. So let's consider him kind of done for now, because this is a bigger challenge. So one thing I think I want to do for sure is take off this waist armor, so we really see what we're working with. We got, honestly, like, I probably just keep the pants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this torso back on. Okay, so first thing I want to try with this guy is just using a shirt and see how that looks. So let's get that on there. Let's see. What's this? Oh, this opens from the front. So we will put the arms backwards. Well, I have covered up the chest, but whether we've made a good-looking figure is a separate question. He's looking a little like he's wearing his dad's clothes. I'm gonna try some other stuff. Actually, is it really just... Yeah, I don't know. It's not quite there. These sleeves just don't look great pushed up, and they do not go over the gauntlets, so let me try some other stuff. The trick is I need something that will cover like all of this skin, but I do want to leave the arms exposed because they do look cool. So I think I'm going to ruin one of these by cutting off the sleeves. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This guy's turning into kind of a... Well, I do still want him to be like a rogue-like character, so I think we're heading in the right direction. Maybe like mess up these sleeves a little bit more, make this outfit a little bit better, maybe try some pants that just go all the way down to the feet. But we're getting there. It's getting closer. Okay, now we're talking. Look at that. All right, getting closer. Much, much closer. Okay, I kind of forgot I was doing a video, and I just went and kitbashed for a long time. But yeah, here he is, all done, and I'm really happy with him. So what I ended up doing, what really kind of like moved the needle for me, was I cut the sleeves. So yeah, like now you can actually see the bestial arms in all their glory. And yeah, everything's all nice and covered up. So you wouldn't even know that he's got disgusting fleshy bits on his legs and torso. And I think he looks really good. He just looks like kind of another take on the standard look for Jaeger. I went for the straps just to kind of like keep this kind of, you know, cloth swashbuckly kind of look. And yeah, I think he looks great. Very simple. He's making use of his crossbow. He's got the bolts here. He's got a dagger just in case, and he's all set. I really like the one pauldron here with the strap. I think that kind of gives him some nice asymmetry. Kind of forces the cloak into a certain position that looks good, and then like in certain angles, it's like over his mouth, and that always looks cool. Yeah, I dig this guy a lot. And all he really needed was a belt in this area, and I think that looks pretty good. So there is, I guess he's basically my take on default Jaeger. And I think he looks really, really good. I also finished our large swordsman. Yeah, and I really like how he turned out. Like the medium armor just really works for kind of, like, I'm a big fan of this archetype. Like the big sword wielder that has the maneuverability to kind of like throw their weight around the sword. And yeah, just this is cool. I mean, it's not far off from Guts, let's face it, but hey, nothing wrong with that. Guts rules. And yeah, so I threw the straps on here so that I could have this connected to him, and there's a place to put the sword away. And yeah, he's just like what I'm kind of realizing with my Savage Crucible figures is like they have such good articulation. It makes me just want to like make sure that they are as like free to move as possible. So like I'm kind of like trying to dial back on throwing too many like cloth goods and extra weapons and stuff. Like these figures are so much fun to pose that I just don't want anything to get in the way of that. And on that note, here is figure number 3 upgraded in this video. Once like this guy's armor was figured out, and I updated this guy's armor with the new bracers, it kind of set off a chain reaction, and I started readdressing this guy, who used to look a lot different. You may remember from a previous video he had these soft goods on him, and they were pretty cool, but I thought he was looking a little over-designed. So, and I just kind of wanted to get a more like basic barbarian going, and yeah, I like how this guy turned out a lot. I've been wanting to use this head on someone, and I think this finally is a good home for it. I also don't have enough sword and board users in my collection, so I thought I would add another one, especially since I discovered this cool thing. This armor here, if you've got this piece on it, it's very easy to put the shield on his back, which looks very cool too. Threw the tankard on here. You know, he's one of those barbarians who likes to fight and to drink. And yeah, I think he's looking really cool. Went with the Mythic Legion sword. There's not enough just like cool basic swords like this in Savage Crucible, and I think their barbarians look really good with it. So yeah, that's our 3rd figure upgraded in this video. But we do have one more figure to look at because, as I mentioned earlier, Slinky Dink Customs is one of our contributors, so I am featuring one of his figures in a video. This one, right now. But yeah, look at this amazing Savage Crucible Cat Warrior. Such a great collection of parts here. I think I can actually identify all these. So we've got Elric arms and legs, but they've been painted up in silver. We've got the Brynjar body. And we got a Mythic Legion's waist piece, which looks fantastic. Also a custom head, which does have some backstory I'll get to in a minute. And all the fur pieces that come with Gold Hilder. This is so good. Like, I love the way this looks. And like the more slender arms really kind of fit like the cat look. Like this figure is so cool. I am very impressed. Like this really shows, like, if you have an extra Elric, what you can do if you paint the armor another color. I also love the little blue and gold accents. Like, everything is just so nicely tied together. This is a very cohesive, excellent character design. And even like the sword, the little emblem on the helmet. Yeah, like there's a very clean color palette here. Yeah, this is super cool. Slinky Dink Customs, excellent job. Also, Slinky Dink Customs has a YouTube channel. You should check it out because he's made some really cool videos and I can't wait to see him do more. I've also got some lore for this character from Slinky. So he kind of helped design this head and a friend of his made the actual sculpt and then he 3D printed and painted it. The cat head is a tribute to Slinky's actual cat who he had for 10 years and unfortunately passed away. He was a Russian blue named Comrade, and this character's name is Comrade. His backstory is, after the fall of his father's kingdom, everyone thought he was dead. Now he wanders the lands with only his father's sword and helmet as memories of his past life, helping people in need while trying to find the ones responsible for the decimation of his kingdom. Good stuff. I gotta say, I have not done any of this for any of the custom figures that I've done, and I really need to because this is great. Thank you so much, Slinky. I can't wait to see what figure you submit for next month. All right, this was a little bit of a smaller one. Hopefully the video is shorter than my last few. It's always nice to kind of like go back and kind of reevaluate kit bashes I've done and clean them up a little bit. It's amazing what just even getting one new figure in these fantasy lines can do for your collection. It just makes any new figure exciting. Like I know with these fantasy lines we tend to get like big waves and open them all at once, but sometimes just getting one new figure can spark your creativity and, you know, lead to you making some cool new stuff. And that's always exciting. It's always good to try to find new ways to enjoy figures that you already have because, as we all know, we love getting new stuff. But also, taking the time to enjoy your old stuff is important. All right, let's get them into the cases. All right, let's see where our new friends ended up. Well, actually, these are our old friends, but updated. They are looking great in the Barbarian display. And then our new Jaeger ended up in kind of the under construction displays that I'm working on. So this is just kind of like a loose collection of my last few like more unique kit bashes. Was trying to form these into like adventure parties that are sort of themed, but honestly these displays are just getting big. They might spill over into one of these empty ones that I have reserved for some future stuff. But yeah, still some work to do, but he is looking good with several fellow cat people. Maybe that's just it. Maybe I just grab the one cat dude in here and just have a team of cat people. That could be cool. We will see. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.